Welcome back to the channel. Alright everybody, so we made it. The end of the off season is upon us. Spring training is coming to an end. The WBC is ended. And that means it's time for the predictions. These can be very controversial as everybody wants to see their favorite team at the top. Unfortunately, only one of 30 teams will finish at the top. So that means I have to make the decision of predicting which team is going to come out on top and who is going to be the 2023 World Series champions. One of my favorite videos to do every single year. So without further ado, grab your popcorn, grab your chips and guac, and let's get into it. We will start in the National League. I'm going to list every single team. Boom, 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 boom. You will see every team fill out the screen in each order they will finish in their respective divisions. We'll start with the NL West. Coming in at 5th place, leading things off for the Mlb Predictions in 2023, the 5th place team in NL West, the Colorado Rockies. Again, stuck in a limbo kind of state, and I don't know where their direction is going. I don't know where they're going. They have good prospects, but I think it's going to be another long year up in Coors. Coming in at number 4 in the National League West, the San Francisco Giants made some moves. They missed out on the big fish. They got some mid fish and to fill out their team. It's going to take another 2021 career type of year to be good. I just don't see it happening. 3rd place National League West, the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks, young and up and coming team. They bottomed out a couple of years ago. Terrible season 21, but they bounced back last year nicely. They got young prospects. You see that take place here in 2023. I think the D-backs have a good year. They're getting closer. 2nd place in the NL West. It gets very close here. It was really like a flip of a coin type of deal. Gonna go with the San Diego Padres to finish 2nd place in NL West. I know you guys are thinking, but Padres come up just short, 1 game short of the Dodgers, I believe, in the National League West race, and they finish 2nd. It's gonna be a great year for San Diego, a career year for San Diego, but just short of the 1st place Dodgers. Have enough veteran guys at clubhouse, and they're going to find a way to get it done, because they find a way to get it done in the regular season. Postseason, it's a different story. 1st place for NL West for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Going over to the Central. NL Central, 5th place, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Again, I'm not sure the direction this rebuild is going the exact way they envisioned. I personally don't see it going the way it should be. So I think they're coming in for a rough year again. 4th place, the Reds. Cincinnati has really fallen off here after the 2020 season. They're just a mediocre team. I think they get a little better from last year, but it's nothing to write home about. So 69 wins for the Cincinnati Reds, coming in at 4th. For the Chicago Cubs, I have them in 3rd place in the NL Central. I really had a hard time with the Cubs placement in this division. They could finish 3rd, they could finish 2nd. I'm gonna settle on 3rd place with a better year than last year, and we'll see what they do next year as for taking that next step. 2nd place, I have the Milwaukee Brewers. Again, a limbo state in my opinion. They have enough big league talent in that roster, but I'm not sure it gets them to the playoffs. So that means the 1st place team in the NL Central is the St. Louis Cardinals. I have them around 93-ish wins, kind of what they did last year. Good enough for the NL Central, right, to be a division winner. That division is not the best in baseball, and the Cardinals are certainly the cream of the crop in that division. Wait to the NL East, 5th place, Miami Marlins. It's unfortunate because I want to see Miami good. I want to see the Marlins good, but that ownership group just does not know how to put it together. They're just filling out guys that their best days are behind them. 4th place in the NL East, the Washington Nationals. Looking over all of these rosters, I would have thought Washington might have had the worst, but I think Miami's going to have a worse season than Washington. They're going to still have both pretty bad seasons, but the Nationals are going to be that much better. And I think the Nationals rebuild, if they keep doing the right thing, they are doing a good job in the rebuild. 3rd place in the NL East, then you have these gauntlet of teams, and it gets really tricky here. 3rd place, I'm going to go with the Mets. I had them 3rd place last year, and I have them 3rd place this year. I'm probably going to be wrong, and they're going to prove me wrong, which is great. I have the Mets in 3rd place, just 2 really good teams at division, and the Mets just seem like the weakest link, despite Steve Cohen spending $500 million. 2nd place, the defending National League champ, Philadelphia Phillies. They just got better. They just got Trey Turner. Trey Turner just makes your team that much better. That's 5 easy wins for the Phillies right there, and they should be a 90+ win team this year. But 2nd place is still a good spot for them, and 2nd place is an improvement over where they finished last year, and which means the Atlanta Braves are going to finish first. I have them as a 100-win plus team. This team is really good, and they are a serious study of the World Series. We'll see if they get there. Over to the American League. 5th place, the Baltimore Orioles surprised everybody, and they had a really good year last season. They did not improve their team whatsoever, in my opinion, over the offseason, and so they're taking a little bit of a minor step back this year to finish last place in that division. 4th place, switching spots with them, the Boston Red Sox. Again, I think the Red Sox and the Orioles are going to be pretty similar together throughout the season. They're not going to have much of a record difference, but they're going to finish at the bottom of the division. 3rd place, Tampa. I have the Rays coming in 3rd place. You know, a team that always just finds a way to get it done, and they're just going to find a way to get it done again. And when they do, let's all act surprised. 2nd place, Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto just had the roughest exit last year in the postseason. Pretty embarrassing fashion, to say the least. I don't even know how you recover from that, but they recovered from that, and they had a really good offseason, in my opinion. And I think they're looking really good and make some noise this year. Just a couple of games behind the New York Yankees to finish 1st place. Again, kind of like the Padres and the Dodgers. And the Blue Jays and the Yankees go down to the wires for the division races. But the Yankees just edge them out to finish on top of the American League East. 5th place for the AL Central, quite possibly the weakest divisions. We all know it's no secret that the Central divisions of MLB are the weakest. Coming at the weakest team in that division, Kansas City Royals. I don't know what they are doing. I mean, ever since 2015, they have just been lost on where to go, what to do. They still appear to be lost because that roster is looking rough. 4th place, Detroit Tigers. Again, these teams finished at the bottom of the division last year, and I don't see that changing this year. Although, minor improvement for the Tigers this year. Still not good enough, but minor improvement. I think they're getting a little bit better as the years go by, and maybe next year. Number 3 in that division, the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota really just stands out to me as a mediocre team. I mean, when you look at the definition of a mediocre team, I think the Minnesota Twins come right to mind, and that's what I see this year for the Twins, right in the middle of that division. 3rd place. 2nd place in that division, Chicago White Sox. I really hate to do it. I'm going to be honest. I really hate to put the White Sox so high on this pedestal, but they still have a good team. We'll see what they do, but I think they can put it together and have a good year to finish 2nd place in that division. Which leads me to number 1 in that division, Cleveland. And the Guardians have a really good team, and they surprised me, at least last year. I'm not sure about you guys. And so I'm pretty high on the Guardians coming into this season. I think they're going to be a really sneaky good team and underrated team. So the Guardians finished 1st place in the American League Central. We're to the American League West. Coming in last place, not only in that division, all of Major League Baseball, the Oakland Athletics. I mean, just really an embarrassment to baseball, to their franchise, and to their fans that they still might have. I mean, it's looking really bad. Oakland and MLB need to get something done. Go to Vegas or build another stadium, because this is just looking really bad. In 4th place, I have a bunch of teams here that are like in the middle of the pack and coming in with some hype. And this is a tough one. These 4 teams are really tough to decide. I want to have the Texas Rangers coming in 4th. You're going to notice a trend here as we go along. The Rangers did get better. Did they do enough to top and make the playoffs? I hope they do, but I have the Rangers right around 500, which is going to be the best season they had in a while. 3rd place, a team that everybody wants to see win and just cannot win for their life, and that's the Angels. They do this every single year where they make moves and everybody's like hypes them up and like, yeah, they do some good moves, and the season plays out and they're just horrendous every single year. I do have them improving record wise, but still not good enough for the playoffs, and they're gonna miss yet again. 2nd place, Seattle Mariners. And I did have a really tough decision to make with the Mariners and the Angels on who would finish 2nd in that division. I ended up with the Mariners on a coin flip, and the Mariners don't really wow me in any sort of way. They got swept by the Astros last year in the DS. 1st place in the AL West, the Houston Astros. Surprises nobody, right? Houston, the defending World Series champions, have been to the World Series back-to-back years. They're the last 4 years. Tua is going to be out for a couple months, but once he's back, Houston will be just fine. And let me just show you guys my playoff bracket right here, right now. This is how it's going to look. This is how I see it playing out. As you can see, my World Series is the Cardinals over the Astros in 6 games. St. Louis beats Houston in 6 games to win the World Series. I believe it will be the 12th World Series. Houston gets a 3 World Series in a row, falls ultimately in this one to the St. Louis Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have a really good team. The only issue with the Cardinals is their pitching, and their bullpen can be very suspect at times, like very suspect. Pitching can also be suspect, but I'm waiting for the Cardinals to make that splash and expect to make a splash here at the deadline for a top tier end pitcher or bullpen arm. I expect to make a splash and ultimately go to the World Series and make a World Series run. So this is the first year that I did not pick the Dodgers to win the World Series. I am proud of myself in doing that. I'm growing up right in front of you guys' eyes, and I appreciate that. I hope you guys appreciate that too. I picked the Dodgers to go to the World Series every single time I made predictions. It was the first year that I made a prediction that I did not have LA in the World Series. But if you remember, I said that last year, if the Dodgers do not make the World Series this year, I will not have them in the World Series next year. And they didn't make it last year. So I had to pick somebody new to come out at the end. Who better than the Cardinals? And the Cardinals have a really good team, great leadership, and they could easily get it done to go to World Series. There you go, Cardinals over Astros. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. I would appreciate you guys sticking around. Baseball content all day, all the time. And here we go. Opening day is a week away. I'm looking forward to the season. I'm ready for baseball to come on, and I'll be back at the ballpark. So with that being said, Youngster going to talk to you guys later, and I'll see you guys next time.